We are back live at your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour. This is weird, chopping it up into 10-minute segments.
Yeah, Timmy's going to have to widen his music range over there.
He can borrow from our way skating center.
Yeah, but we got Chris Guzman here, Emil Kegabine, Timmy Producer Patterson over there running the controls, and we're going to go on to the next topic.
We're just going to jump right on in. Good old Mr. Martinez. I am a fan of you. That's all I know, because you got screwed over by Kermit Cintron. Actually, you got screwed over by Cintron, the referee, everybody.
I think Cintron actually thought that was a headbutt, though, in the 7th round.
Of course he did.
Because just the angle of the way that Martinez came through that punch and then kind of jumped back to make sure that he didn't get a headbutt, he hit him awful hard. And
I think that's awesome. I'm walking around like I am the man if I'm Martinez.
Yeah, I hit somebody so hard they thought I headbutted him.
That's awesome. I'm getting one of those Ted DiBiase $1 million belts made up that just says that. I punch like a headbutt. I'm wearing that everywhere.
Bottom line is Kermit Cintron basically got knocked out in the 7th round, gets up right as the very beginning of the 10 and 10, as the ref says 10 in the
the 10 in 10. You put the 10 in 10.
The T in 10. He gets up at that which most people say you at least need to be on your feet by 9. Don't wait till the last second. The ref basically waves off, stops the fight, and Cintron's going back to the corner saying, no, that's what it was a headbutt. It was a headbutt. Arguing it was a headbutt. But then and Martinez jumps in the corner, raises his hands. Of course, he thinks he won.
He did win.
Yeah.
Fight was over. If you say the word 10, it's over. But we'll talk more about that. But, basically Martinez
gets screwed over because of that.
He definitely did, because then they went on and called it a draw. And I don't see a draw there.
Yeah, he basically doubled the output of punches that Cintron had, plus the knockdown. He did get a point taken away for hitting behind the head because of Cintron leaning forward. The old James Toney, the way Toney moves his head, he does the same thing. And
sure.
A lot of times points get taken away from his opponents as well. Basically Martinez got screwed in that one. I think there's probably going to be a rematch.
There better be a rematch. Damn, if a fight requires a rematch, this is it. There are people that I've been talking to online all week that have been saying Kermit Cintron doesn't even deserve a rematch. He fought so poorly. He was knocked out. They're obviously cradling him.
He doubled up his the amount of punches landed. Plus, he had the majority of his punches were power punches in Martinez. So,
well, Cintron definitely is not good against fighters whose name starts with M-A-R.
Well, both of these guys coming into this, both of these guys' only losses were to Margarito. So
yes,
but Martinez was a tough task for Cintron. Cintron had to move up and weight and made a tough go at him. We're gonna get back to this fight when we go around to past fights.
Yeah, we'll talk a little more in depth on it and get a little more opinion in there, but and throw more fact. Eric Morales is planning his comeback fight. He wants to fight Marquez, and he wants to fight Marco Antonio Barrera again.
Well, Barrera has to get through Amir Khan first.
Well, yeah, Barrera might not be able to even make it past that, but I think Barrera could lose to the next 3 guys. I think Eric Morales wants to fight him.
Yeah.
Regardless, they have so much history together
and
already.
I'm sure he wants it to be in Tijuana. Eric Morales wanted to return to fight in Tijuana when he retired. So,
yeah,
he actually said that as he retired, he wanted to have one more, but he thought the way that David Diaz won that fight that was going to be his last fight.
Well, Eric, if you believe everything you read, now I don't know for sure, but I was given a pretty good tip that Eric Morales was quoted at saying all Tijuana fighters do not load their gloves. Did he say it? I didn't hear him say it. I mean, it said that a source close to Morales quoted him at saying that. Personally, I'm not sure one Tijuana fighter is going to rip on another Tijuana fighter.
Well, he hasn't really looked bad since he fought Pacquiao. I mean, he looked pretty good in the David Diaz fight when he retired.
He sure did. Yes, he did.
And a lot of people actually thought that he won that were ringside. You and I didn't think he won, but
Sure.
We're also a little bit more David Diaz fans, being from Chicago.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got us in our pocket because we're from Chicago as well.
He's in our pocket. Yeah. Next up on the docket, David Haye just might talk his way out of his title fight with Big Wlad Klitschko. If he keeps talking
Yeah,
about all the mess that he's been talking about, doctoring up photos and putting out random quotes and calling the Klitschko brothers, you know, the names that he's been calling them. I'm not going to repeat any of them.
Yeah, it sounds like Areola is the guy. Klitschko says, well, forget him. Forget Haye.
He says, you know what? I've got $1 million fight coming to me with Chris Areola. I don't need to fight David Haye. I'm choosing to fight David Haye. And if Haye can't shut up, I don't know him. Because Areola is going to fight me. Yeah. Areola will show up and he will try to kill me.
And he gets the top guy in the United States instead of the top guy in Britain.
Klitschko very respectfully says, if you want to keep talking, I'll make sure it's 2 or 3 more years before you get a title shot. He goes, because the other champion's my brother. He goes, you want to go fight Valuev? Go for it, buddy. You just entered the heavyweight division. You're not even a real heavyweight yet. You want to go fight the biggest heavyweight of all time? Go for it.
Well, the problem also is Valuev also has already got a fight set up with it's Shayev. Is that
it's not like you can just walk in the Valuev headquarters and say, I want to fight you.
Yeah.
Valuev's going to say, take a hike, dude. I've already got my next 12 fights lined up.
Yeah, and plus after he fights Shayev, whoever wins that fight, they're going to have
they've got a mandatory waiting for them anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably.
I don't know.
I don't even want to say. It's all those chodes that Klitschko was fighting for the last 2 years. The USS Steve Cunningham is
rooting for
Thomas Adamek.
Yeah,
I love that.
He wants a rematch with him.
He says, man, it's not about me getting the belt back. It's about me beating Adamek for the belt to get it back. He goes, yeah, I'll fight Jonathan Banks if I have to. I really don't want to, but I'm fighting the champion. And he says, and I want the champion to be Thomas Adamek.
Honestly, I think it would be better for him if Banks does win.
He's got a better chance against Jonathan Banks.
Well, if Banks wins, that's a big money fight. He's going to get a title shot there. And he still has to fight Adamek again to prove that he could beat Adamek. So that's
true. This way, if he fights Jonathan Banks,
he gets 2 fights instead of just 1.
Yeah. Instead of, possibly setting up a rubber match with Adamek, which is cool, but I mean, because I'll tell you right now, Adamek against Cunningham should have been up for Fight of the Year.
Yeah, it actually round 4 was chosen by what was it? Boxing Digest. I think number 2 or 3 on Round of the Year. Mm. And Marquez, I couldn't believe that Marquez round 12 wasn't even. They didn't even have it on their list. So
Marquez against Vasquez.
Yeah, round 12. Yeah.
Oh man, those guys just checked all.
They did have another round in that fight. I can't remember. It was like round 8 or something. They did have a round from that fight.
Vasquez Marquez, that 12th round, they just checked all their defense at the door.
Yeah, very exciting. Well,
I'm just swinging now.
And the drama of whoever won that round was going to probably win the fight, and that's what happened.
Yeah. Gotta love that stuff. Speaking of a Marquez brother, Juan Manuel Marquez against Juan Diaz. It's coming out now that it is very possible that it will be for the WBO lightweight championship, which was around Nate Campbell's waist a week ago.
Yeah, and then on this undercard, we're going to have Antonio Marco Barrera against Amir Khan, and that's also going to be for one of Nate Campbell's belts as well. So.
Yeah, that didn't take very long for the belts that he lost on the scale to be divvied up like breadcrumbs thrown out to the seagulls already.
Right on the same card and everything. So whoever was on that card did a good job, or whoever promoted that card did a good job of bringing those belts over.
Very true. Very true. Let's go ahead and take our second break of the evening, and we'll be right back at you. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. www.bolopunchboxinghour.com. Streaming to you live, as always, on Ustream.tv.
Rogie Insurance is a 4-generation insurance family.
We are going to have to find some better way.
Is a member of both